What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before we jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the red button below. We're almost at 119,000 subscribers. Now, for some of the highlights, we have release info on the upcoming Dior Air Jordan collection, which consists of the Air Jordan 1 High, the Low, and apparel. Unfortunately, that has been postponed. I'm going to talk about that more later on. Release info on the upcoming Air Jordan 6 defining moments, as well as another look and a release date change for the Air Jordan 11 Low Bulls. Now, there's a lot more from Jordan Brand, and from Nike, we have a few upcoming Nike SB Dunks, as well as other models, and then one thing from Adidas. And now, without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. We have a new Adidas Yeezy Boost 380 set to release this summer, and recently the prime knit that's going to be used on the upper of the shoe leaked, so based off of that, we have a Photoshop which is shown. I'll also show you the prime knit that leaked. And although we don't know the specific nickname, which is usually based off of the colorway, this pair features beige across the upper along with its usual camouflage-like pattern. Mixing into it is sky blue as well as light gray, and then on the panels we have an area of tan which features perforations. Gray will also be used around the ankle collar, and then they're expected to feature a blue translucent Boost midsole. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a release date at this time, but they are expected to release sometime this summer, and the retail price will be $230. I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. The Nike Posite has pretty much died off. Yes, I know there's still a following, a lot of people like them, and I'll continue to showcase them, but it seems like we're getting more of the kids version releasing than the adult version. And next up to showcase is the Nike Little Posite 1 being called Rainbow Pixel. Now, going over this pair, they come dressed in a light smoke gray, white, and blue fury color combination. Utilizing iridescent across the Posite shell, we have gray that lands on the tongue, laces, eye stay, and rubber outsole. Now, the nickname comes from the midfoot shank plate, and that features various bright shades, which leads to the whole Rainbow Pixels nickname. As well, if you look closely, it is pixelated. And then on the insoles, we have multiple basketballs seen, which are outlined using the same colors. Now, if this is something you're interested in buying, they release on April 4th. Retail price will be $180. And like I mentioned, this will be a kids exclusive release. They won't be available in adult sizes. Official images of Kevin Durant's next signature shoe, the Nike KD 13, has landed, and this pair comes in black and white. Now, I believe this will be the first colorway. However, in the past, we have seen some special releases happen before a more simple pair like this would drop. And as far as the tech used, Nike has yet to officially unveil everything, but they do feature full-length Zoom Air cushioning, and as far as the look goes, they feature a large swoosh which extends onto the midsole, all black on the upper, speckled detailing on the midsole, and then blue accents. Now, initially when images leaked, the rumor was that summer 2020 is when this pair would debut, or I should say the Nike KD 13 would debut. Now, currently we don't have a retail price, but I'm hearing that it's a possibility April is when they're expected to release. I believe Foot Locker, maybe Foot Action, one of the retail chains, they had a KD 13 scheduled to release during April. So we could see the model launch sooner than summer, but let me know your thoughts on the KD 13. Just going by the looks, do you think this pair is an upgrade from the KD 12? Expected to release at the start of April, we have a new Nike LeBron 17 Low. Now, this pair is being called Metallic Gold, and they come dressed in a white, metallic gold, and black colorway. Going over this pair, they feature black mesh on the upper, while white leather is seen on the overlays, and then wrapping the shoe is white stitching. It kind of has almost a baseball type feel to them, like the seams on a baseball. Other than that, we have metallic gold, which outlines the swoosh on the panels, fills in the swoosh on the midsole, and his signature on the tongue. Now, at the time of shooting this video, April 1st is the release date, and the retail price will be $170. So far, every video I put out this week, we had a Nike SB Dunk featured. Now, there's only been 3 videos, but Prior to this, maybe a Nike SB Dunk would leak once every 2 weeks. So as you can see, there is more upcoming releases. Now, one pair we're going to talk about is the Nike SB Dunk Mid, known as Griffey. Now, this image actually has been floating around for some time. I believe they had a different nickname, but when I instantly saw them, it reminded me of the Nike Air Griffey Max 1 Freshwater. Now, the only thing that is throwing me off to a potential Griffey tribute shoe is the number 58. So I'm not sure how 58 ties into King Griffey Jr. Obviously, it's not his number. But at the same time, maybe that number correlates to somebody else at Nike skateboarding. Because if you compare it to the Air Griffey Max 1, on the midfoot strap, it even has a small swoosh right next to the numbers. But either way, whatever this shoe is inspired by, they will be part of Nike Skateboarding's orange label. So what that means is that this release will be an exclusive to skate shops. Some of the other details this shoe includes is both teal and black across the upper, white stitching on the swoosh laces, 58 on the strap, and stitching on the midsole. Finishing this pair off is red accents. So as for a specific release date, we don't have one as of yet, but April is when they're expected to launch. And as soon as there's more information, I'll make sure to let everybody know. We have another Nike SB Dunk to talk about. This time, it's the Nike SB Dunk Low, known as Elephant. Now, a few things to go over. First, this is a Photoshop, so we don't actually know what they'll look like, but they are expected to be inspired by the Atmos Air Max 1. So if that is the case, then we can expect elephant print as well as teal detailing. Now, I can't confirm if this Photoshop will actually look like what's releasing. More than likely, we'll see something different, but hopefully we'll get a first look soon. However, more than likely we won't. You could probably expect to see something maybe late summer, early fall, because although we don't have a specific release date, this pair is expected to drop during November. So we do have a lot of time before this pair actually releases. And with that being said, if Nike SB released this shoe just like this, would you buy them? Now, if you ask me that question, I think they're decent. I just don't like the white toe box. Maybe if it was black, I would like it a bit more, but they're decent. Before I took a break, I talked about an upcoming Air Jordan 1 High Zoom. I said that it would feature shades of green and black, and now we finally have a first look. This pair is being called Rage Green, and they come dressed in a fire, and that's spelled F-I-R. I'm not sure if that's abbreviated for anything, but I've seen that used on several models from Nike and Jordan brand. But moving along, they also feature black, tomatillo, and rage green, highlighted with green suede on the toe and panels, and then we have the shade used on the liner. Iridescent is used on the swoosh logos, which will allow this pair to stand out a bit more, and then just above that we have the traditional small label that reads Zoom. Other details includes a white midsole and a translucent outsole, and the outsole is expected to be just like the Racer blue pair that recently released, and then before that, the Fearless. At the time of shooting this video, we don't have a specific release date, but this shoe, along with many others, are part of Jordan Brand's spring collection. Some are reporting that they will release during summer, and that's a possibility with everything that's going on at this moment. But when they do release, the retail price will be $175. In one of the videos I did before I took a hiatus from YouTube, I spoke on the Air Jordan 6 Defining Moments, aka DMP, and that was over a month ago, and I was told by my source that April 11th is when this pair would release. And then last week, Foot Locker, Foot Action, Eastbay, sites like that started to show that the DMP Air Jordan 6 would release on April 11th. So from there, a bunch of websites started to basically announced the release date, and I just wanted to go over a few things on this release. And if you saw the last video I did, I received a bunch of info as far as allocating goes, if this shoe is going to be limited, how they're going to be released, and stuff like that. So I'll get into that, but like I mentioned, April 11th is the date. Retail price will be $200. So this will be a general release. However, there is a ton of hype for the shoe, so I'm not sure how hard it will be to obtain the shoe. I know more than likely a lot of these releases will be done strictly online, which in some cases could be a bad thing because we have the whole bots and stuff like that. That of course will throttle websites, so it'll be hard to actually get your hands on a pair, but there should be more inventory being released online as well. So we'll have to kind of play it out and see how things go. And they will be available in full family sizing. So they're releasing in adult sizes all the way down to infant. This shoe has been one of the most chaotic, confusing releases ever. And I still believe that this shoe is to celebrate the finals. Although who knows when that's actually going to take place. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you still plan on grabbing the Air Jordan 6 DMP? What many are calling white bread, I'm just going to call them Chicago Bulls or simply Bulls. But here we have an additional look at the Air Jordan 11 Low Bulls. So the shoes combine the Concord Air Jordan 11 and the Air Jordan 11 Bred, but it's in low top form. This pair also has a new release date, I'll go over that in a moment, and they come dressed in white, university red, black, and true red. Initially, this shoe was expected to feature suede. Jordan Brand changed it, so more than likely there is a sample somewhere of that shoe, but I'm sure that everybody would rather have patent leather. Utilizing white up top, we have black across the patent leather, white on the midsole, and red on the outsole that features a translucent tint. So a pretty straightforward look. To me, I feel like this shoe is solid as far as combining the Concord and Bred release into one shoe. And I know a lot of people don't like lows, but I feel like this is a decent summer shoe. So originally April 25th was the release date, but that has been pushed back. And now they will release on May 23rd. Retail price will be $185. In yesterday's video, I went over the upcoming Air Jordan 13 Flint release, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it in this video just because I've gone over the info, but we do have new photos and we haven't seen too many of the 2020 versions, so I did want to include them. Yes, there are images floating around, but I don't fully trust where they're coming from. So with that being said, we have our second look at the shoes, which looks exactly like the OG pair. They will feature 3M reflective. I know some people have been asking if they will. And the shades of gray and blue used is slightly darker, and that is to mimic the original release. What's crazy is a lot of people doubted that this shoe would actually release, and I get why, because there's been a lot of fake news being spread around, a lot of what I'm calling false promises being made. I see a lot of people who claim to be sources, and they throw out this information off of basically nothing. So that's why you might see some news outlets, or if you want to call them that, report on certain sneakers, and then Sneaker Files and myself, we won't talk about them until there's something more accurate. For example, the Air Jordan 4 Drake. A lot of people were saying that pair was going to release, and although you could say it was a very small rumor, there really wasn't anything backing that. Now, again, I'm not saying that isn't possible, but when the news initially leaked, there was nothing supporting it that made it seem factual. So, of course, I held out on reporting it. It kind of sucked because I know people are wanting to know about it. And at the same time, maybe I should report on these supposed rumors because I could let you guys know that, hey, there's really nothing backing this claim. So kind of helping weeding through the fake news of sneakers. So with that being said, I apologize for my little rant. We do have a new release date for this shoe. I did mention it in the previous video, but if you didn't watch it, originally this pair was set to release on April 18th, and now they'll drop on May 2nd. Retail price will be $190. So at the time of shooting this video, I'm actually waiting on a reply back to find out if this shoe will be releasing in full family sizing. They should be, but I don't want to say they are until I have 100% confirmation. Jordan Brand and Dior recently put out a statement regarding the upcoming Dior Air Jordan 1 High, the Low, and the rest of the apparel collection. That statement reads, "To ensure the safety of all in accordance with recommendations by public authorities and in order to reinforce the coordination of international measures, Dior has decided to postpone its international draw for the launch of the Air Dior capsule collection realized in collaboration with Jordan Brand. This draw includes a chance to win entry to a global network of exclusive Dior pop-up and pop-in locations whose openings have also been postponed in the context of current guidelines to protect our customers and collaborators. A new date for the Air Dior launch and for the pop-ups dedicated to this unique collaboration will be announced in function of how this situation evolves. Now, we didn't have a set release date for the entire Dior collaboration, but the release was expected to take place during April. As for a retail price for the Low, one wasn't available, and as far as how limited they are, they're rumored to be limited to about 4,500. Now, as for the Dior Air Jordan 1 High, that pair will retail at 2,000, and they're limited to 8,500 pairs. They're each individually numbered on the liner. And the craziest part about this release, I know $2,000 is a lot of money for a pair of shoes, and I'm not necessarily condoning this, but the resale price on this is just insane. I'm already seeing people do guaranteed pre-orders that say they have an in for anywhere between $13,000 and $15,000. These people, I've definitely seen them get a lot of limited stuff, but that's still a ton of money for a pair of shoes. Now, getting back to the situation at hand, I don't think we'll see this collection released anytime soon because to my understanding, they were going to do a pop-up release. It wasn't going to be available on the Sneakers app, nothing like that. So we might not see the collection release till this summer, maybe longer. Like the statement says, we kind of have to see how this whole situation evolves. Also, you can expect this to happen with a lot more releases, not just the Dior. Stuff is going to get delayed left and right going forward. So what is your thought about Jordan Brand and Dior pushing back the release of this whole collection? I know a lot of people, even if they try, they're not going to be able to get a pair. It's almost like hitting the lottery with some of these releases, but either way, let me know in the comment section below, and once more information is available, that will go into the following video. And that recaps the news. Like always, we post it first on SneakerFiles.com, and then we take it to YouTube. Once again, I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope everybody is staying safe out there. I know pretty much everything has shut down at this point. At least it seems that way. So hopefully these videos will help you pass some time or even take your mind off certain situations. You can expect another upload tomorrow. I definitely have enough info to make another video. And before I get out of here, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the red button below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.